Hey everyone, welcome to I Truly Love It. My name is Susan, and it's finally here. August Junk Journal Madness final flip through. So I'm really excited about this journal. You guys have given me lots of positive comments, feedback, and I'm just, in awe of your kind words. So let's recap what the whole theme was this month and who our collaborator was. So our guest collaborator was Brittany Linger from Blinger Creations. She's linked below. She posted her final yesterday. So go check her out. And I love, that everybody has different styles and that we can still um, get ideas from our friends. So um, Brittany, beautiful job on that journal. So Brittany, when she volunteered to be a guest collaborator. I asked her for 6 theme ideas, and we rolled a dice, I think. Sometimes I spin a wheel. And of the 6, the theme that was chosen was flowers and butterflies. And then we rolled some dice, and we had to include 11 items. That's materials, and we had to make 8 items. That's the minimum. You're probably going to make way more than that when you and use way more than that when you create a journal. Um, this document is a Google Doc. It's listed below, and I would wait to print it until tomorrow, September 1st, when the new month starts, because I've got some things I've got to add to it. But come back tomorrow, and I'll give you all those details. So page 1 is just for those who are new, that's just a brain dump of journal ideas. You can totally pick something that's not on here, or you can, if you see something missing, let me know. But I had to get it out of my head. So moving on, page 2 are items to include. So these are your materials, and we rolled at 11, and I used 27. I used baker's twine. I'm adding something metal. I used washi tape, even though you won't be able to see it. Tissue paper, an eyelet, a playing card, labels, an envelope, dot grid paper, graph paper, craft paper, tracing paper, vellum, ledger paper, notepad paper, notebook lined, notebook paper, lined paper, stationery, scrapbook paper. I used quite a few digitals, dyed paper, like that's your tea dyed, coffee dyed, or avocado dyed, whatever, tie dyed, Easter egg dyed. Okay. Calendar planner pages. I use those. I didn't have transparency film or acetate up here, so I use that because you use that when you make specimen slides and some other things you'll see. All right, Tim Holtz item, glassine item, embossed item, an index card divider, and a store-bought tag is what I used. Okay, and then the 12 things I made, I didn't actually make a whole lot because a lot of things were similar, I guess, maybe. I made a waterfall, and I'm going to change this to item because mine is on a tag. Mine is just a waterfall like page. So I thought I put item. So that could be a tag, that could be whatever, your item is. And then notepad here, a booklet. And I really should highlight booklet because I really did make a notepad and I made a booklet. Oh, that's not nice. Anyway, so we'll change that to 13 items. I made a quarter tuck, a pocket, rectangle pocket, a pocket with a window, side tuck. I made an up tuck. I did. A tabbed item. I made several of those. I made a gusseted envelope. I feel like that's more like a pocket. So I don't know if I might change that to like a gusseted item because you might, it might not necessarily be an envelope or a pocket or something. So I'll just put item. In fact, let me do that now because, I'll forget if I don't do it now. All right. I made a regular envelope. I made a specimen card and I made an ID card. That's the first time I've ever made either of those. And yeah, all right. I think that's pretty much everything that I made. All right. So now is the time for the reveal. Okay, so for the longest time, I've had that little metal piece on the front. It's been empty. I do have a title. It's not super exciting. It just says Nature Study. That's a piece of, so I saved all the, when I used like the 49 at Market, well, any big scrapbook paper I used, I saved all the little offcuts. And so that's just a little piece of scrapbook paper. And it's that thicker stuff. So like 49 at Market. All right, guys, let's get started. So the theme, once again, was flowers and butterflies. And I decided to do a nature study. And so I threw in birds as well. So let's dive in. Okay, so I have embellished, decorated, whatever word you like to use. And I tried, I got, yeah, you get to a point where you're just like, that's enough. Just stop. Because you could be here all day putting stuff, right? So I stopped because whoever gets this, the whole point is to be able to journal. So, all right. Now I did not ink the cover. I left it like it was. But I inked a lot of things in there. And when I did ink, I used Distress Oxide, the Ground Espresso color. All right, here we go. Okay, so you saw me add that, and oh, excuse me, friend. Okay, you saw me add that, and I had the little bit there. I don't have anything in there. That's for you to store your things in that. And some of these things I've had sitting around for a while, so I couldn't tell you whose digitals they are. I'll try to if I remember who they belong to. All right, so this journal belongs to Millie Stewart. This was a cut apart on a big 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. Scrapbook paper. This cover was scrapbook paper. This was something I got in Etsy haul. All right, so there's the rectangle pocket with a window, and then of course transparency. There's my ID card for Mildred Stewart, but we call her Millie. That's why it says Millie Stewart there. And then I had a little pocket that was here, and I finally decorated it. And then this is another one of those cut aparts, and this is a piece of vellum. And I believe this right here is Sam Poole, like her field notes or nature study, something like that. And that might be as well. Let's see. Yeah, I think that is too. And then, of course, I have quite a few designers, butterflies and flowers, so I couldn't tell you who that was. This, I believe, is Tracy Fox. And I didn't really add anything inside to that map. Just kind of left it as it is. And this is best clamped together like that. That's one of those cut aparts, and I was looking for a place so badly, and then I stuck another piece of vellum. So these are different floral pieces. And this first section, if you haven't been here from the beginning, is like just her kind of a miscellaneous area. So these are some field notes. So she can write on these. That's actual cardstock. I talked about that before, but you flip that up and you can put things under there if you want. So that's the end of the first folder. I guess we'll call it a folder. And this is that accordion hinged binding. So the next, so the first, I did this in ABC order, you guys, because that's the teacher in me. So birds is first. So it's an ornithological study. There's a little cute digital bird. This was the only, I had pages for some other things. This is the only one that actually fit in here. So this is a piece of the green hanging folders. This was fun to make. So this is an index card divider. And I just backed it with a piece of cardstock. There's nothing in there, but you could totally put whatever. But you have to have something in the center of these things to keep that folder from coming off the binding. So the tab is glued inside. If you watched part 4 or part 5, it was in there. And since this is birds, I've got some birds and digitals here and there. This one was cool to make. So this is Tim Holtz paper. And it's got a pocket. Just put a piece of ledger paper in there. And down here in this pocket, this is stationery. It's a little bird. Remember back in the day when we sent those? And then this is actually from Graphics Fairy. And I printed, I think that's Sam Poole, that's her background. One of her background pages. I thought that would look great on the back of there. And then just some notebook paper. All right, so that's birds, the file, and then this is birds, the folder, where we have like a signature in here. Oh, that's from a children's book. I probably could check that off my list of things. This envelope is empty. I did add that little tab to keep the envelope flap from getting damaged. Thought that was cute. Looks like he's stepping over the little label there. This is actual, someone's work they did. I got that in Etsy haul. And it's Louise Baker's Final Grades by Georgia. So it must have been some sort of assignment. There's another bird. And so some of these papers are digitals, and some are scrapbook papers, and some are real papers that got, somewhere. All right, then we move into the butterfly section. So butterfly study, lepidopterology, I believe is how you pronounce it. This was a cut apart on that same sheet of all those little cut aparts, and had some little butterfly papers I put in there. Blue little paper or digital butterfly. This was fun to make. I believe this was in part 4. And then, so this was a tag. I don't know if you kept seeing it in those videos. I finally decided to make something and put it in there. That was really fun to make, and I feel, I could do more of those. This is Tracy Fox. I believe it was a freebie, so you have to join her little page, but it's free to join, and you can download the freebies. You can get all the back stuff too. This was a digital tag I just had in my stash, but I needed something to put on that binding piece there. This is a little notebook that you can take out, and I did add a few little other papers I had in my stash. And then I added that American entomologist there. That was fun. All right, and then that's the butterfly file. This is the butterfly folder. And so these files are my tabbed items. That's just cardstock that I use to make the faux file folders. There's some more stationery, and that's typing paper, I believe. And it's like linen paper. Not sure how to describe that. And that envelope is the one I made out of scrapbook paper. It is empty. So you're not missing anything in there. Just did some little collages here and there. And then we get to the flower section. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that, but that is flower study in French. And here's a little flower tag I had in my stash. It's pretty modern, but I thought I would stick that in that little side pocket there. I just glued a digital flower there, and those little labels there and the flower. This is Sam Poole. So I don't know if you guys have this issue too. And maybe you have a tool and you have advice, but a lot of these bigger tags, they come with this ginormous hole. Like if you punch it out with even your crocodile, it's nowhere near the size of this. And then I have the little, I'm going to pull out my big one, but I have a little tiny punch, but it doesn't fit all the way down there. And so what I found helped was to get this little star punch. I got this at Daiso. And I thought, well, it doesn't have to be a circle. It could be a star. So there you go. Another one of those vellum pieces. This little beauty right here, I've got a lot of compliments on, so thank you. Um, and I've even thought about how to make it even better the next time. So this is like a little mini notebook here, and I thought I could have put, like a little spine on it, I guess, with some craft paper to give it a little more durability. But there's my embossed piece. There is some tissue paper. This came from Your Creative Studio. Some dyed paper in there, some stationery. Uh, I really wanted to make a notebook where I didn't really have to fold the papers because that's a lot smaller, I guess. And also, I really intended that to fit in there, and it didn't. So that's how this came about. So, and it works because I had that centerpiece there. Sample again, and this is just a piece of stationery that I got from someone that had the little corners punched out. It does have lines on it very faintly. So if you write big, those are like, gosh, good, maybe 3/4 inch spaced lines. I had the hardest time embellishing this quarter pocket, you guys. I'm not sure why. Figured it out though. All right, and then we're getting into the folder for flowers. I keep moving the thing out of frame. There we go. So that's digital. That's typing paper or tracing paper. I don't know. There's that. It's empty. Those were fun. And then I've got another tag and then playing card. So I was digging through my flowers and I found that card in there. I was like, oh, let's use it. Okay, so here are my specimen cards, you guys. All right, so I made this one in part 5, I believe. And I thought maybe I'd make them all that way, and I thought, no, let's be different. And then I had this flower. This is leftover flower. I still have one more from Junk Journal July with Meg at Meg Journals. And this one is just a folded over piece of double-sided cardstock where the other side was like that ledger paper. That's where the washi tape is. It's holding this flower in place so that I could glue it. All right, and then another butterfly, and this one's smaller. It's not like a little booklet, but there's 3 different ideas. And then that's my up tuck right there. So whoever gets it can put something up there if they so choose. All right, and then that little piece that was sample, and those 2 pieces together made a great thing to cover up that center binding. Okay, so this is a waterfall item I made in part 5. And so I just added birds, a few butterflies, and some flowers. And this is the only one I think that's on the top because I feel like if you're going to journal, you're not going to probably want to journal up here so much as you're going to journal here. So I got a bird, and you can't see that. Butterfly, flower. These are Tim Holtz papers. Like cute cardinal. I could have made that where I can lift that up and then you can write underneath, but I didn't do that. And then we close that, and then we have that, and there's a pocket back here, you guys. Put journal cards or notes. Wow, that was fun. I really had a blast. Brittany, thank you for offering such great theme ideas, and I'm so happy that one came up. And I really didn't intend to make this style at all when I rolled the die, I was like, all right. My first thought was, I have already made all these tags and journal cards over the last couple of years that are just in a shoebox waiting to be used. And I thought, I'll just throw a journal together and then put these things in there. And I had seen some videos about this binding. I thought, well, maybe I could try that binding. And then it just turned into this. Um, it's quite hefty too. But I'm proud of her. She's great. I use quite a bit of scrapbook paper. It's a great way to use the thicker paper, like craft paper, and then 49 at Market, because their paper is like super thick. And yeah, so there's a lot I did off screen just because of time, but I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll come back tomorrow for the September Junk Journal Madness, because I have the guest collaborator and I have the theme. And I think a lot of you are really going to like it. There were a lot of great choices on the list. So there wasn't, you couldn't really go wrong with whatever showed up. But I am really pleased with what came up. And I look forward to making the September Junk Journal Madness. So I hope you plan to join me and come back tomorrow. And if September's busy and you can't make one, at least follow along and root the other girls on, and guys. I don't know, are there any guys out there making journals that are watching? I don't know. But I'm excited about this one. So we have September, October, November, and then we'll be taking a break in January and February. No, I think we come back in February, and I have a guest collaborator for February. I think it is. And don't tell who you are. Shh. And so if you're interested in being a guest collaborator in 2025, and you have a particular month that you're available, let me know. But I've had fun. This has been a great. I'm glad I started this series because I had all these ideas for journals, and I was just not making the journals, and now I'm kind of forced to make journals, and I am having a ball. So I hope you are too. I hope you plan to join us. If not September, maybe in October you'll join us, or November. Anyways, we love having you. I appreciate you and your time. I do have a Junk Journal Madness Facebook group that's linked below as well. You're welcome to join us over there. We're not real chatty over there just yet, but you are welcome to come and spend some time with us there. All right, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.